Hey everybody, Culture Askin, and today guys, I'm here doing an anime review, and my review is to Fate Apocrypha episode 13, guys. Episode 13 of Fate Apocrypha. Before I get into it, sorry I didn't review unfortunately Boku no Hero Academia, and we're now on the new season, technically. We're on the new season of anime now, so I'm sorry I didn't review them. I think it was the last two, or maybe the last one. I need to double check how many episodes I skipped. But unfortunately, I'm sorry I didn't review those episodes. And now we're on the new season of anime. So, unfortunately, I have to start reviewing new anime. And it's too late for me to review the others. But anyway, today I'm here to do a review on Fate Apocrypha episode 13. So, let's get into it. So, first up, we got a new opening. The opening's actually pretty good. I actually like the opening as well. The first opening, it definitely felt more Fate-like, but this opening does feel Fate-like. Like, every single Fate opening, you can tell it's got this Fate-like aspect to it. And again, this opening still has, like, Fate aspect to it. But I think out of all the Fate openings I heard, this might be one of the weak ones, including when it comes to Fate Khalid. Like, Fate Khalid, because based on what Fate Khalid is actually about, it fits, the songs it had fit perfectly for what Fate series is about. But for this Fate opening, again it fits, but I feel like from what a Fate series is, I feel like they could have done it a lot better when it comes to the opening in general. The song, I'm talking about the song. The song is good, the animation is good, quite good, but I've got to say I think they could have chosen maybe a bit more better song. Like, I think they're limited to songs. But I'd still say it's pretty good. I feel like as it's Fate, they could have done maybe a bit more better song, like for the Fate universe. But anyway, I'm just saying that a little for my feeling on the opening. But yeah, the opening's still pretty good. It's just I think there could have been a better song they could have chose. That's what I mean in my personal opinion. But anyway, now, let's get back to what the episode mainly is about. So in this, it's the aftermath after after Shiro Kotimine or Ogamana, like I can't really say his actual true name, Shiro, but Shiro Kotimine. As you guys know, we found out he's actually a ruler class. Sorry for that cut, guys. For some reason, I'm using my phone, so notifications came up, and like a very weird advert notification came up for some reason. So it sort of paused the video. But anyway, as we guys know, with Fate Apocrypha, we found out that Shiro Kotomine is a ruler class servant. Now we found out that he got reincarnated, not like the same normal way of how Joan of Arc got summoned. How Joan of Arc got summoned. As you can know, Joan of Arc, how she got summoned is that she possessed actually a girl that looks like her from her past life or something. Like, looks like she was like a past, pretty much. She possessed a French girl and she became Joan of Arc. That's what happened, if you guys remember correct. But with Shiro Kotomine, he seems to be got summoned a lot differently. Like, he got reincarnated. Like, again, servants are reincarnated as well, but not, but the way it sounds like he got reincarnated 60 years ago, the way he says it sounds like he got reincarnated differently compared to what any other servants or any other royal class servant got summoned. So I don't know how or what could have caused, but we start to understand more about the reason why he wants to bring salvation to this world, and ruler being Joan of Arc being a ruler class servant, and plus being a saint herself. Even though she doesn't like the actions he's doing, she can't also deny that the wish he's fighting for is somewhat noble or good in a way, and she can't fully deny that. It's just the overt actions he's doing. It's breaking some of the rules of the Holy Grail War. And she just tries to pretty much convince Shiro Kotomine to stop what he's pretty much doing. Of course, it ends up in failure, because first off what he does is that after the other servants from that were fighting in the Hangings of Gardens came around, they came, the two red servants, red faction servants, Alantia and Achilles, they first try to attack Shirakutamine, but then the assassin, the owner of the Noble Phantasm Hanging Gardens, like, I'm not very good with her name, sorry about that, comes in Defender Master, and after that, then Shirakutamine tells him, I have talked with your masters, and we all agreed that we transferred they transferred all their command cells to me, so now you're official masters. So, in a way, when I say possibly Shirakutamine was the master of all the servants, I was not fully wrong. Like, at the start, he wasn't the master of all the servants. He's just one who took command and the one who ordered them, pretty much. But then, in this episode, he became their official, he became their official master after transferring the command cells from their previous master to become their master. Then afterwards, he asked Castor Black, Avigalon, I mean, I'm not very good at saying his name, but Castor Black, he asked him to join. Well, first he actually asked Karin if he wants to join, but then he denied it. He would not betray his master or anything, and also betray the Black Faction. He will not do that. And then afterwards, he asked Avigalon, and the reason why he chose, because it seems like Castor Black and Shirakutamine goals are intertwined. Like, they cross over with each other. Like, they seem like their overall goals are connected in some way. Because of that, he decides to join Master Black to join Shirakutamine, and he decides to join Shirakutamine to become his servant after he dissolved the contract with his old master. But the thing is, before he decided to make the contract with Shirakutamine, Castor Black told him, make sure you don't harm my master, because it seems like he didn't want to. After all, his master, like, I sort of knew this kid was his master, but the guy he calls sensei or teacher, the one he calls him the kid who calls him teacher, that's his master. He doesn't want him to get injured, and actually in the end of the episode, and he doesn't want him to get him hurt or anything. So, and Shirakutamine accepts that. So after that, he decides to make a contract with Shirakutamine. Now, before I get into more detail about that section, we're now going back to Sig and Ashtafold. Now, this is what makes me very shocked. Like, I didn't expect this to happen. Like, I somewhat did, but yet again didn't. Like, what happens in this part is that after, Master of Ashtafold comes noticing, Ashtafold is talking and pretty much having fun with Siegfried, and then she pretty much, as you guys know, she's fucking crazy as fuck. Ashtafold's master is fucking crazy. Like, she seems to be a sadist. She's a fucking sadist. Fucking hell. And she is the complete reason why a lot of these masters in the Fate Universe see their servants as just tools, not even human beings or any form of living creature. They see them as fucking tools. She's fucking talented. I'm gonna torture you or something afterwards. Ashtafold. But before that, what she tried to do is that she uses her command cells to order Ashtafold to kill Sig. And Ashtafold didn't. She tries to resist. He tries to freaking resist to make sure he doesn't kill him. But then, and it seems like she has the ability to do that part. Like, even though she still has to go through this somewhat pain, or like pain that tries to sustain the order, it seems like she has a new phantasm that makes her to believe in what her goals is. Ashtafold wants to believe in what his goals is going to be about, and seems like to honor what he believes is right. Like, his normal it seems like that's part of his ability of his normal phantasm. Like, you see one of his normal phantasms starting glowing. Like, we don't know what normal phantasm it was, what his actual true abilities are, but it definitely does something that helps him to somewhat resist. Like, it's still in effect. The command seals are still in effect, and if he doesn't resist it, obviously the command seal will automatically activate. You can end up doing the order. But it seems like with his command seal, he can forcibly, and unfortunately still impairingly as well, but forcibly to make sure he can tries to resist to the command seal. Unfortunately, unfortunately he does do like, he tells Sig to dodge the attacks he's trying to resist attacking him, but he does make a few attacks there and there, but that he does stop every time he does make that attack and tries to resist it. But soon later, what happens is that Mordred comes in after Ursula's master kicks the fucking ass out of Sig, like kicks him to the ground and everything. After she does that, Mordred comes in, freaking cuts Astrofold's master's head off, kills Astrofold's master, and then says, sorry for bothering you. And she just walks off, and you see her master saying, grinning and saying, like, good job. Pretty much saying, good job. Mordred. Because it looks like Mordred and her master, they seem like they didn't like how Astrofold's master was treated, not just Astrofold himself, but also how he's treating Sig. And the way it looked like, and then sooner or later, Astrofold was about to disappear, because after he goes, no, once the master's dead, they don't have any contract anymore. Once the master or the servant is dead, the servant no longer has any contract or any divine force that keeps in this world, so unfortunately they usually disappear. But then, as you guys remember, when before he turned into a Siegfried, before he became Saber Black, he actually got command seals in his dream-like stories. I thought maybe those command seals, he only got them in the dream for a while until maybe he becomes servant master of Joan of Arc. I thought that's when he's going to get those command seals, but it seems like after he came back to his normal self, he got the command seals he saw in his dream sequence before he became Siegfried in one of the previous episodes. We found out he got the command seals, and what he does, as he's got command seals, he's now a candidate to become a master of a servant. And guess what he does? He asks Astrofold, make a contract with me and I'll become your master, you become my servant so you can stay in this world. And Astrofold, he hesitates because he doesn't want him to get involved, but then he wants to forcibly get Sig involved in this war, but then he says, I'm not getting forced in this war, I'm doing my own free will. And Astrofold, okay, I understand. And what he does, he becomes Sig's servant. Sig is now the master of Astrofold. It was like, holy fuck, really? I thought I'm just gonna see him become the master. Like, so the first servant he makes a contract. Well, technically you can say he made a contract with Siegfried. He has become the heart inside of him. He is now technically in some way became Siegfried, but yet again also made a contract with Siegfried. So not the normal servant master contracts. Unfortunately, that's not the contract he put on. But in servant standpoint, he has already made a contract with servant by becoming Siegfried himself. But the normal servant master contract, he was able to make his first master/servant contract with Astrofold, which is actually surprisingly cool. And it was actually surprising. Now, of course, we found out the command command seals of a servant's previous masters are still in effect sometimes. Like, even after the master is dead, we found out the order for command seal doesn't get wiped out straight away. Like, when I thought most people who got in who only watched in the Fate animes, or maybe seen some other Fate universe stories and stuff, usually most people feel like even though you use a command, even though that master uses a command seal on their servant to order them to do something, most people might feel like once the master is dead, the command seal should be in a void, it should not affect them anymore. Which is, again, true, But it seems like it doesn't automatically wipe out. It seems like it takes time before the command cell is fully dissolved until the order. So, in other words, it'll still, of course, be cancelled. The order will be cancelled soon. It's just it will take a bit of time. And of course, at the end of the episode, we found out it got cancelled. Now he no longer he will no longer forcibly kill Sig, so because now he's the master of Astrofold now, so obviously Sig's now safe from getting killed from the command cell that Astrofold's previous master had. So now Astrofold is now the servant of Sig, so Sig is now the master of Astrofold, which is pretty cool. So technically he's now in line of the Black faction, technically, but because of the situation, there's no more red versus black faction anymore. The faction is technically dissolved now because of the situation in. So technically, you can say the red faction technically won in a way, but not the official Holy Grail War in general. The Grail War is still going, but between fractions, the red faction fucking won. Like, holy fucking hell. Now, now, let's go back to Mordred. After Mordred, cuts down Astrofold's old master, and after Astrofold makes a contract with Sig, Mordred comes into the Hanging Gardens just before Caster Black decides to attack the rest of Karen and before he decides to order his golems to attack Joan of Arc and Karen by order from his now new master, to attack Joan of Arc and Karen because he sees them as they're going to get in his way, not succeeding his goal. But before you can do that, Mordred comes in and cuts down the golems before he starts to use them and attack them. Then soon later, a smoke bomb comes in from from Mordred's master, and they decide to retreat. Now, then after they retreated, we see then after coming in, we see Sig coming into the fortress of the New Gamelia family, and then meets up with the other homunculus along with Astrofold. And we see the rest of the Black Faction Masters talking to the homunculus of why you're doing this. But then soon later, Siegfried comes in and explains why we're doing this. And then what he does, he decides seems like he decides to talk to the Yuga family, the rest of the survivors of the Yuga family. Will you help me out to pretty much to achieve our goal, to achieve our goal, our freedom, because that's what his goal is, to achieve freedom. And of course, Astrofold helps to convince them to join their side, because Astrofold became, of course, the servant of Siegfried. Well, yeah, technically Siegfried, but Sig. So sorry about that. Technically, Sig. So, and it seems like it don't fully conclude it, but after that, the episode pretty much ends after Karen and contacts his master, which is the wheelchair girl, the one who does freaking Dr. Octopus fucking arms, like the female Dr. Octopus, female Dark Arc. But after communicating with his master, he tells him that Caster Black betrayed us and said is the kid I mentioned, the master of the old master of Caster Black is safe or not, and so he decides to tell the rest of the family, try to find him, see if he's alright. Then in the episode we see him we saw Caster Black's old master handing him I think a baby. It looked like a baby, or because the way it's wrapped in cloth, the way it's wrapped in this cloth he was in, or blanket, it looked like a baby, like some form of a baby. So I wonder what that is. So, and the episode just ends there. Now, but of course, it does look like Astrofold doesn't want to. Caster Black doesn't want to kill him. Looks like Caster Black doesn't want to kill him. So we definitely know. For what we know mentally, he's gonna be all right. because Caster Black is not going to kill him, but possibly that maybe Shiroko might order him to kill him. Like, we don't know, but the episode pretty much ends with that, and yeah. Now, animation quality, because animation looked fucking good. I love the animation. I can't. The animation looked pretty, like, decent, pretty much decent. The animation looked good. Nothing too much to talk about there. And, yeah. And, God could say, the animation where we see him make a contract with Ashtafold, Sig makes a contract with Ashtafold. Holy cow, that looked good. That looked fucking good. I gotta mention that. And also, I gotta say, Sig's command seals are definitely different compared to the other masters, because we know nearly every single master usually has red command seals. But in Sig's case, he's got black. What does the black one represent? Like, maybe because he's not actually human, he's a monkolith or something? But that would be similar. That means if that was the case, it'd be like with Caster from Fate Stay Night. She was not technically human. She was not human. She was a servant. But she's got red command seals. Possibility because maybe he's a different type of master. He wasn't a master that's meant for the Holy Grail War. So he's a master for something else in some way. I don't know, but the animation for that scene will look fucking good, and I can't wait for next week's episode. And guys, that's my review to Fate Apocrypha episode 13, guys. I hope you guys like it. Become a channel fans today. For guys, FML, just down below. Match that, and yeah. Also, guys, if you got my Patreon today, my Patreon's down there as well. Anyway, hope you guys like it. Comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.